and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. I have a book review for you today, and that is Wooing the Witch Queen by Stephanie Burgis. This is a low-stakes cozy fantasy, and now we're just going to talk about it. So Felix, the main love interest, is the emperor of a foreign land who has been at war with Saskia's country. She is the witch queen of, wooing the witch queen. And he goes to her asking for asylum, and she mistakes him for a dark wizard who has answered, I guess, like an ad or something that she has put out, that she like needs a dark wizard to like reorganize her library. And that's kind of just where it starts off, like on a miscommunication trope. I usually fucking hate those, but the way that this was handled, I loved it. Because usually miscommunication is my least favorite romance trope, because it usually leads to a third act breakup and it's really stupid. I'm like, if you would just shut up and talk to each other, we could solve this in a couple pages. So I really like how it is handled in this book. So yeah, just know that going in, it does have a miscommunication trope, but it's actually like a really funny miscommunication. It's very rom-com-ish, which I was like, it's fine because this is a low stakes cozy fantasy, so it's going to have kind of like rom-com feels to it. There is a crow which is loyal to Saskia, who ends up really liking Felix, who goes by Fabian for like as his alias. And Oscar is like low-key trying to get Saskia and Felix together. And I was like, it's just so funny. It's kind of like if there's like, for example, like a dog in a rom-com and he's kind of like, trips the love interest, so she falls into her love interest's arms, kind of like a la that. He ends up creating a lot of situations that kind of like put them together. And so yeah, Mariana is Saskia's kind of like second in command, emissary to other lands and things like that. And she's like really, really jealous of Felix. I don't know if she ends up falling in love with somebody else later on down the line, like if she gets her own book, but her and Saskia like had a thing and they were like together for a very long time. So I was very suspecting that Mariana had something to do with everything that was going on in this book. She doesn't. She redeems herself in the end. She's okay. I didn't like her at first. But yeah. So I particularly love that Saskia is basically a alpha male love interest, but like in female form. So she has like touch him and die energy, and like defends him, and is like, ain't nobody gonna talk about my dark wizard that way, or my assistant, or whatever. So anything that like a toxic love interest would do, like in a dark romance, that's basically Saskia, which I loved. I was like, oh my goodness. Like anything you think of, like trope-wise of a dark romance love interest, that's basically Saskia. So if you like that, you might like this book. Just saying. Felix is such a soft boy because he ends up writing her poetry and draws her, and she ends up finding it, and it is like really sweet. And also, like, this is I want to say it was a 3 on Alcrate's spice scale. It's very much like fade. I don't know, like it says it's fade to black, but it's really not. It's not like erotic. It's very romantic, and like it doesn't use explicit language like A Court of Thorns and Roses does or anything like that. It doesn't sound like, a porno, basically. No offense to ACOTAR. I do like the spicy scenes in ACOTAR, but this one is not written like that. But it's very romantic. It's also very Victorian, almost, because at one point she's like straddling him in the library and she's like running like her lips like up his throat and like gently touching like his arms and everything, and he's like a whimpering like mess. And oh my god, I was literally like screaming, crying, throwing up when it happened because I was just like beyond myself. And I was listening to the audio version, so I'm literally like audibly squealing when this is happening and like about to fall out of my chair dying because I was like, this is so sexy, but like in a romantic, not explicit way. So kudos to Stephanie Burgis. I mean, she had me feeling it. And I'm like, they're not even having sex. They're not even having sex on page. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is the sexiest thing I think I've ever heard. So I really like the way that was written. There's also two other queens. So there's Lorelai, who is like the Fae Queen, and the second book is about her and this other character that she like fucking hates. So I'm sure that one is going to be like enemies to lovers. Like she hates this guy with a burning passion, and like, but she also kind of thinks he's sexy. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. And then there's another queen. I don't remember her name and I don't remember much about her character. She wasn't very fleshed out. But that's probably because she's going to be fleshed out in her book, because this is called the Queens of Villainy series. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a book for every queen, and maybe Mariana. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I adored this book. I cannot wait for Lorelai's book. I'm kind of hoping that Owlcrate does a matching sequel. You never know these days. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I guess we'll find out. But that was my review for Wooing the Witch Queen, and I will see you guys later. Bye!